Millions of your tax dollars help vulnerable people get rides to the doctor, appointments for chemo, dialysis, physical therapy, and on. But some drivers say the program, they're owed tens of thousands of dollars in paychecks, or in some cases, they've been outright denied their money. CBS 2's Tim McNicholas is asking why they're not getting paid for their work.
I get to meet different people. I'm in different places.
Gwendolyn Carrington Smith loves her job.
We do help people.
But it's a job, not a charity.
They're trying to deny me money that I'm owed.
You see, Carrington Smith runs a small company with her husband called ELS Transportation Services. They drive patients to the dock, and they're contracted for the jobs by a bigger company called First Transit, which is paid more than $3 million taxpayer dollars per year by the state.
I work and you pay me. It's simple.
Apparently, it's not that simple. This bin holds records of ELS's rides from August to October, about $20,000 worth, she says. But she hasn't been paid for them because First Transit says she didn't follow their new billing rules.
I'm bamboozled.
Proof or no proof, they told her it's too late to get paid because the rides happened more than 30 days ago.
It's like a slap in the face. I wasn't expecting this, so it's crushing.
But she didn't panic at first because the paychecks are often sporadic.
It didn't get to the point where I stopped fighting.
Just ask Jerry Thomas of AAA One Transportation. He emailed First Transit in late October 2019 saying he hadn't been paid all month. Apparently because he was having trouble faxing them records to confirm his rides. A manager told him a week later their fax machine was having problems, affecting other providers as well, and Thomas should FedEx the records or mail them or drop them off to get paid.
It affects us immediately, you know what I'm saying? Because the expenses to operate this is high.
Just one of many billing problems he's had with the company in the last 5 years.
My family depends on me. You know, we put all into it. And if I don't do this right, I lose everything.
We need help.
Mosu Abadai is a vendor from the south suburbs who says she also had trouble faxing records to First Transit back in 2018. She too was eventually told she'd never get the paychecks for the rides because 30 days had passed.
We got to buy gas, maintenance, you have to pay the drivers, we have utility bills, and the company that we're working for will not pay us to stay in business.
When First Transit didn't pay, her company stopped driving for them. Other vendors told us they also quit due to payment disputes.
I'm frustrated because
Carrington Smith stopped for now too.
Why didn't you send me this is being rejected? There was no line of communication.
First Transit told Carrington Smith the mistake was on her. She'd only logged the rides in question online, but vendors were supposed to also mail their paperwork, drop it off in person, or fax it.
You are continuing to allow me to pick people up?
Carrington Smith says she was confused by the new billing method and wary of their fickle fax machines. In November, she did mail her records, but again, First Transit says if the rides happened more than 30 days ago, it's too late.
I've done everything in my power to try to rectify the situation with them.
First Transit sent us a statement saying they need strict procedures because the services are publicly funded. The state suggests drivers should have 6 months to submit claims, not 30 days. First Transit also has a contract with Cook County, and on some of those rides, the company enforced their 30-day rule. So regardless of a bad fax machine or new billing system, drivers were out of luck after a month.
Yeah, it's a good day. I really appreciate it.
Carrington Smith tells me after we started asking questions, First Transit agreed to approve her pay after all.
You guys, my gosh, you guys took the time to listen. I really appreciate that.
Now, Brad, we asked First Transit if the other drivers we heard from will also be paid. They won't answer our questions. The county sent us an email just now saying they're grateful we brought this to their attention. They're now looking into all of these complaints. They say if anyone has any concerns, they could submit them online at countycare.com. Live on the lakefront, Tim McNicholas, CBS 2 News.
All right, Tim, you're on to something. Thank you.
What an interesting video. Very enlightening. That video was actually shared with us just before Christmas. I had hoped to share it with you just after the holiday, but things got out of control. Things got a little crazy on our end, but all is well. Hello everyone, it's Joel Davis with the United Medical Transportation Providers Group, and YouAreTheBroker.com, helping you to build a highly effective and highly profitable broker business. First and foremost, thank you all for your wonderful emails. You guys have sent us some awesome emails over this long drought since my last video. Many of you have been asking, JD, Fat Man, where are you? What happened? Well, we took some time off for the holiday for sure, which was planned. And then I had a couple of trips I had to take care of, work on some projects that I had hoped would be wrapped up by the end of the year. Took us a little bit longer. And then we all got hit with the Rona. Here's what's so awesome about it. I get hit with the Rona, pretty much asymptomatic. So I got to take a test positive. My wife, she has symptoms, but she's negative on her first test. Then we have to wait. She shows symptoms. Then she takes a second one, negative. Then we gotta wait. Then she takes a third one, and finally we get the results we wanted. We get a positive Rona. So what's the moral of the story? If at first you don't succeed, try again. And if at second you don't succeed, well, keep going until you get the results you want. So finally, we just got her positive. So long story short, we had to isolate for a while, but it wasn't a big deal for us. Again, I was pretty much asymptomatic. There was one day where I had a temperature of about 100, but I never get sick, so it wasn't a big deal for me. My wife had some symptoms, but the one that I was concerned about was my mother. My mother, we ended up having to put her, send her to the hospital for, was it atrial fibrillation or something like that? So anyways, while she was there, that's when she tested positive for the Rona, but was just not showing great signs of the Rona. So what the challenge was, the reason why we were frustrated to say the least and things got out of control, was we did everything we possibly could to get her out of there, to get her out of the hospital. The last thing you want to do is be caught in one of these blue states, especially in the People's Republic of New York, where if you get, my mom's 86, if you get put in one of those facilities with the Rona, your boy, our governor, man, who knows what's going to happen with him. So our challenge and our fight and our struggle was to get her out of there, let her go home and recover, versus being institutionalized behind enemy lines in this communist blue state, because things would get crazy. So that's an update on me. Took a lot of time off for the holiday, picked up with a lot of work, had to do some traveling, and then boom, Rona. We got involved and tied up in the scam-demic. Speaking of the scam-demic, I just got to put this out there. By any chance did you guys starting to see, like, now FOMO and all these mayors and all these blue cities, and they're all talking about, you got to open up now. These restaurants, they got to open up now. Where you been? You're late to the party. Where you been? Oh, I know. It's because you think you own everything now. You think you got the presidency, the House, the Senate. So now all of a sudden, now you want to open up. But love it, man. I so love this scam-demic. Now that we're officially part of the club and we could technically say, hey, we're part of the Rona crew. It's like right here, Newsweek. Lockdowns, no clear benefit versus voluntary measures, international studies show. It's funny how all these things are coming out now. Absolutely love it. So that's where we've been. A lot of your emails, a lot of hater emails. Oh man, you guys have been sipping. Well, I will tell you this, speaking of sipping, the one thing I did tell my wife, I said, look, my wife is a doctor. Obviously I'm not, but I didn't need to be an expert person from the medical field to determine that. I was pretty much asymptomatic. She had symptoms. I was positive. She was negative, finally positive. Live in the same house, exposure to each other, this and that. How is it she isn't getting the Rona and I did? How is it I was asymptomatic? There's only one difference between one thing that she does that I do. Dunkin' Donuts. I'm just saying, there could be a correlation. Those who eat Dunkin' Donuts, maybe the donuts serve as some type of prophylactic or something. I don't know. All I know is the Rona didn't keep the fat man down. So I'm gonna attribute it to the donuts. Anyways, so many of your hater emails. I thought the businessman was gonna be in office. I want to be abundantly clear, and I'm going to say this with all sincerity. Today is the 16th. Today is the 16th. I know inauguration is what's supposed to be 4 days from now. I want to be abundantly clear. Sleepy, creepy dementia patient with the cackling sidekick Medusa is not going to be in there. I'm sorry. Now listen, I know that all of you watching this, maybe one of you isn't, but all of you watching this think I'm crazy. And I'm cool with that. And I say this, let's enter into a pact. I won't go into all the details now, we'll wait until afterwards. Let's enter into a pact, you and me. If I'm crazy and I'm wrong, promise me you'll unsubscribe, you'll go away, you'll never pay any attention to the fat man again, any of my materials, anything. You'll disown me, disavow me. I welcome you to go. Trust me, we're already swamped, we're already busy as it is. Don't clog our emails, I'm cool with that. I want to be clear. I know we're four days out, and I'm telling you that the sleepy, creepy dementia patient with the cackling sidekick Medusa is not going to be there. I'm sorry. And because you think I'm crazy, we got to separate. We got to part ways. And again, I'm serious. It's like, don't email us anymore. Just unsubscribe, disavow. Go with the White Walkers. Go where the White Walkers take you. I beg of you. I beg of you. Because seriously, we've had people that have actually, like we had a guy last year, I think he was from the state of Washington, I could be wrong on that, got in some type of a contentious situation. I don't remember what it was. I think we had offered him a partial payment plan, he didn't pay or something like that. Whatever it was, we tried to help him out with NEMT. And then later on when he saw the opportunity to start his own broker business, all of a sudden now he wanted to be back on board, this and that. No, we don't do business like that. Another one, we had a couple, I was actually doing some contract negotiation for them in Florida. And I was negotiating with MTM on their behalf and some others. And what did they do? The wife went behind, we had a legal agreement. The wife went behind my back and totally undercut me. Here it is, I'm in negotiations with MTM, and she went in and they came into her office. She swallowed it up, hook, line, sinker, took it, and they washed their hands clean of me. Obviously, they took lower rates. They went out like suckers. And then what happens? Here it is, they come to us wanting to join, become one of a licensee for youarthebroker.com. We don't do business with people like that. It's not gonna happen. So by all means, if you're done with me, be done with me. I'm cool with it. Not all relationships are made to last. That's the beautiful thing about being a creator versus a chaser. When your money makes more money for you, you are not dependent on anybody. That's why, go watch my other videos where I share all the hater emails. The reason I share all those hater emails is because I'm transparent, because I don't care. I'm not beholden to anybody but God and my family. That's it. So for those of you who want to disavow the fat man, be gone with you. How many people did Gideon have to fight with? Not many. All he needed was a few. Thank you, Jesus. So, couple of quick side notes. I'm going to go through a couple of these here real quick. Some of these emails will kind of tie into to that video you just saw, which is absolutely crazy. Well-intentioned, hardworking couple doing their thing, slinging hash, working hard, but just totally enslaving themselves and making themselves dependent to First Transit and other brokers. The scenario is common all over the place. But we'll talk about that in a minute. A couple quick side notes, just because of some of the people I'm working with. If we do a market analysis for you, we're calling the hospitals, the facilities, the rehabs, the skilled care, assisted living, things like that, gather all the intel. We're doing the heavy lifting. We want to find out the size, the scope, who they're doing for transportation, who's the point of contact, all that kind of good stuff. When I mentioned to you to call some of your competitors to get some of their rates so we can develop your rate sheet, because we'll use that in the executive welcome packet and other areas. That's something you got to do on yourself. We're not calling your competitors for you. That's low-level stuff that you could do on your own. It doesn't take a lot of time, so that's not a big deal. We'll do the heavy lifting with the market analysis. That's why right now Don was telling me we're running closer to like 16 weeks with the market analysis for development. So, because we've got so many projects in the queue and they take time because we've got to call everybody. So again, just a quick side note, you got to do your own reconnaissance when it comes to gathering info on pricing for your area. So let me do a couple of quick emails here. Again, some of this will tie into that video. Let's see, this one just came in. I see that Dawn just put this one in here. I've been in the NEMT business since 2011. I have 9 wheelchair accessible minivans. You don't want. All in high miles. That's not good. With lots of maintenance. But I thought minivans were supposed to be so cost effective. Things were all in one basket, meaning having just one account and being a yes man to obtain as much work as possible and to expand as much as I can. We covered a slew of counties in blank state and beyond, but that all changed after the cuts were made for whatever reason. So as for now, I have 2 accounts, and he names them. Blank pays pretty slack, and for me, it's too risky and stressful to take on the curb to curbs. Their door-to-doors are at times the bigger challenge over wheelchair loading and securing at a bleak rate of $15 for door-to-door and $13 curb to curb. So honestly, would like to see if there was something out there to allow me to bring in a higher income than these accounts. This is why I say some of these emails are going to kind of tie in with that video you just saw. It's like, this is insanity. You're never going to make money with this. You can't grow and scale. You can't do anything. So you had 9 vehicles, and I don't know how many you have now, but you got the wrong type of vehicles. They're killing you with maintenance, and you're not getting any type of margin. $15 for a wheelchair? Are you absolutely flipping kidding me? This is all by choice. That is absolute craziness. Why anybody would co-sign that? I mean, I don't know what to say to that. Well, let me get back to where I was. But you're not going to make money with this, bottom line. So you're at a point in time, you got to completely shift, number one, or go do something else, and or both. I mean, whether it's start your own broker business or something, I don't know, I don't care. But I wouldn't even get out of I wouldn't even get out of bed, let alone go out to the car and turn over the engine for that. You can't make money with that. Let's say one trip, let's say you get caught up in traffic, and that trip from you going to get the patient, secure him in the wheelchair, secure him in the vehicle, take him down, get caught in traffic. Let's say you're caught up at 45 minutes to go a couple miles down the road. You're caught in traffic. Maybe it's during rush hour. Again, I'm not sure where you're located, so. But let's say it takes 45 minutes. Let's say it takes an hour. You don't even cover your labor costs. You're at a loss. This is insane. Go start a broker business where you're not chasing this nonsense. It's insane. And so it's similar to when you watch that video. These people are, did you hear that lady on there? Well-intentioned, but she's a weight walker, not necessarily by choice, but it kind of is by choice because she's choosing the insanity to keep doing the same thing. And she yells at them, you keep giving me trips. No, you keep accepting them. Why do they keep doing it? Because you keep accepting them. They're going to chew you up, spit you out, because just like this person, they don't care. Because someone else will come in and fill the role. That's why all of you who I tell you, go follow the White Walker advice, because they're going to be out of business in 6 months to a year. They always are. So this is why you have to be very cautious, very critical of who you listen to. You are in business to empower yourself and make real money, which means you build your business like you are your own legitimate baller shot caller. If someone doesn't pay you, boom, you're out. If someone doesn't pay you adequately, boom, you're out. If someone doesn't pay you frequently enough to preserve and protect your cash flow, boom, you're out. Go make widgets. Why would you operate at a loss? So you've been in business for since 2011, so we're saying 9 years-ish, 10 years-ish. Have you made much money? What have you done with your money? This is where, again, you got to look at the diagram that I created and put forth in several different videos for the asset protection, wealth creation. You want to leverage your transportation business to make money. You're not even making money, but let's say you used to be making money. What'd you do with that money? You need to push that money through your system so you can blow it up, so that you are building your honeypot and leveraging your money so that you're becoming a creator and not a chaser. By default, you're enslaving yourself as a White Walker. It's insane. Joel, my name is blank. About 2 months ago, I started on emergency medical transportation in blank city. I have purchased your ebook. I'm a member of the United Medical Transportation Providers Group. I need assistance in how to conduct a professional interview with prospective clients. I'm not sure what you're looking for with that one. In one of your former emails, I noticed that you have an executive welcome packet. Now I do. For providers to use during each meeting with your clients. What do I need to do to obtain a copy of that one-on-one coaching? That's the only way you're going to get it. Also, I am asking for information concerning the proper communication you would advise to set up an interview with phone calls, emails, texts. What would you advise is the most appropriate script? Stay away from scripts to use in the interview, and what appropriate script to use in electronic communication. To stay away from scripts. We want relationship building. Scripts are cookie cutter method. People see it from a mile away. They're gonna waste time with that. That's what White Walkers do. I began my business with one 15-passenger van, not the type of vehicle you want. Sorry. I am the only, just like when you watched that video, did you see the vehicles they had? Minivan and one of those overextended vans, minibus type deal. People think like, okay, I'm going to increase capacity with these. Those are not the vehicles you want. Both of those are not the vehicles that you want, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I began my business with a 15-passenger van. Not what you want. I am the only driver at this time. You're an independent operator then. I commend you for the great job you are doing with all the valuable information you are sharing with providers and UMTPG. I'm blessed to be a member of your group. I appreciate it, and I know I'm kind of crapping on your situation right here, but you're enslaving yourself. You're like that couple. There's a reason why in that video, that couple, the husband and wife team, that's it. She's driving. I guess he's part-time driving. He's in the office. She's in the office. I don't know. I mean, you can't scale. You can't scale with those slim margins. You can't scale when you're not getting paid. You can't scale. To me, the emails I've read so far and in that video you just watched, to me, that's all risky. That's all risky. So people say, you know, the whole, I want to become a business owner. You know, no, I can't do that. It's too risky. Well, this is risky. These are risky business models. To put yourself out here where you're not using the right type of vehicles and assets, you're dependent on someone. Think about it. First Transit, any broker, pick any broker you want. You're going to sit back and wait for them to give you trips. And whatever they decide to bestow upon you that day, you'll perform them. That's how you're going to build your business. Just sit back and wait, take what crumbs they give you and you perform them, and whatever's left over at the end of the day, that's what you're going to live on. That's what you're going to grow on. To me, that's risky. At that point in time, just go get a job. Go get a job, punch the time clock, make your money, live within your means, invest over time. If you do it for 40, 50 years, you can retire with $1 million, something like that. But to me, these type of business models, risky. I would never do it. Hello, I'm interested in starting my own senior transportation business. Can you tell me what are the first steps I need to do to get started? For example, I know I need to get my CDL license. What other permits and things of that source do I need to get started? Before you do anything, before you spend any money, before you get any license, or especially before you sign anything, go study my material. Learn. Either go listen to the White Walker so you could be in and out of business and waste your money. You'll be in and out of business probably within a year or two tops. Listen to these other guys, you'd be full of heartbreak and stress. Or before you spend any money on anything, I need you to learn as much as possible. This is why we don't answer the phone all the time. I tell my people, you take care of all the projects you're working on, all the research I give you, all the tasks, all the market analysis. That is your focus. Don't answer the phones unless you're between projects, unless you have time, because this is the type of insanity. This is someone who's they want to pick up the phone, call you. They want to hem you up for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. They want you to give you everything, this and that. And well, I mean, the information is available for you to take advantage of, but people are lazy. Hello, Joel. My name is blank. I'm a UMTPG member. Thanks for all the info that you and your team have helped me with. You guys are great. I have Logisticare, so-called, giving me the green light to negotiate reimbursement rates. In this format, can you help me with the rates? Here is what he sent. All right, here's what's interesting about this. So we look at his We'll go to the ambulatory rates, 13, 16, 20, $1.75 a mile. These are all, I mean, it's still low. I mean, it's obviously higher. These rates are obviously higher than what the other guy, the first email I read. These rates are obviously higher, but this is a laughable joke. But here's what I want to show you. So these are recent. So I'm gonna say this guy. I don't know when this got pushed into my inbox here. So I don't know if this came from just before the turn of the first of the year or afterwards. But let's say it's 2021 or whatever. When you look at these rates, you can see that from 5 years ago, the wheelchair rates were a little bit lower than they are now, relatively speaking. So you could argue, hey, your wheelchair rates have gone up in 5 years. Okay, so check that box. Logisticare, they increased their wheelchair rates over 5 years. Okay, got it. Now, what about the ambulatory? The ambulatory rates, if you look at them from where it was from 2016 to now, if you look at where they are now, your ambulatory rate, this is a very important point, your ambulatory rates right now that they're paying you are less than what they were 5 years ago. And so they're telling you, hey, they're giving you the green light that you can negotiate, increase your rates. Your rates now for ambulatory, 2 important points. Your rates now for ambulatory are less than they were 5 years ago. And they're giving you the green light to negotiate up, number one. Number two, here's what's even more comical about that. What do we know about Logisticare and the other brokers too? But Logisticare is notorious for trying to push. So is the wheelchair rates a little bit higher than they were from 5 years ago? Yeah. But we know that they try to push as many people into ambulatory as possible. As in, if you could wheel the person down to the vehicle in the wheelchair, get them out of the wheelchair and seat them in the car, they're paying you ambulatory and they expect you to do that. Here it is. Their rates were higher 5 years ago for ambulatory. And they're giving you the green light to increase the rates. You really think you're being empowered by Logisticare to negotiate higher rates of reimbursement that they were already paying higher 5 years ago in your exact location, number one. Number two, you know that they want to push as many people into ambulatory as possible. Why? Do you think it's because it's in the best interest of the patient? No. Do you think it's in the best interest of you? Absolutely not. Who does it benefit? Logisticare's bottom line, so everybody gets their Christmas bonus. It's absolutely comical, the games that these brokers play. This is why let's go back to the video that opened up this entire rant by me. Is what are you? Are you a creator or a chaser? Are you a white walker? Whether it's by choice or not, how are you building your business? All you're doing is enslaving yourself with that crap. So, Joel, if I pay fixed commissions to my contractors, do I need to use a payroll service? I'm assuming you're talking about your broker business. If you're just starting out, here's the deal. We use paychecks. Technically, no. I mean, I do not personally want you involved anywhere in any business, whether it's your NEMT, home care, your broker business, whatever. You should never, ever, ever, ever be involved in processing payroll. Always use a third-party provider. Now, we use paychecks. We got 55 contractors on our books right now, so that costs a little bit of a pretty penny. We pay them each week. They all get direct deposit. Every Friday, Thursday, the money comes out of our account. Friday, it goes into their account. But you got to pay for that paychecks. You pay for it each week. Number one. Number two, you pay for quarterly filings plus your year-end filings. If you're just starting out, technically, no, you don't need a payroll service. But I would at least have the conversation with your bookkeeper or your CPA. Because if you have a contractor, by all means, you could pay them straight commission. They're going to be responsible for filing it at the end of the year. But if you only have a small handful of contractors, you want to in-house it, I got no problem with that, but there's got to be proper accounting, which means at the end of the year, If you're paying them straight commission, which you could do, it's easier to manage if you only have a few. That's fine. You know, with us having 50 plus guys, absolutely not. It's not even the realm of reality. But if you only have a handful, you're just starting out. Do I say you need to incur the cost of a payroll service? Technically, no, you don't. But you got to make sure that you keep proper accounting of everything. You got to make sure that you have your accountant issue them a 1099, so they're paid as a contractor at the end of the year, so they are responsible for their filings. So as a minimum, if you don't want to incur a payroll fee, I get it, not a problem. Pay them straight commission. You know, got a small number of guys, you're just starting out, I get that. But you got to make sure at the end of the year, your accountant issues them a 1099, so cover your butt. As another side note, hey, I will, only because I've been so far behind on certain things since we're part of the Rona crew and we had to isolate, I'm behind on certain things, but once I get done, I will publish our P&L for last year. Our last year, phenomenal. Our last year was our best to date, and what is so gratifying for me is that, was it April through May, I think it was, we were at one point in time, we were down 42% from where we were the year previously. So God works in supernatural ways because we started to leverage a different platform, got a lot of leads. I mean, it's just been a great evolution development for us, because here we are, year 9 going into our 10th year, and our business had shifted and flipped. It's been exciting. So I will share that P&L very soon. I've just been so busy trying to get caught up on different things. So let me do, let's see what we got here. I'll finish up with this. That's awesome. I'm glad to know that there are actual captains in the company that don't mind sharing information. I'm small time trying to reach more streams of revenue, but I'm not really sure how to market myself efficiently. I started out with 3 vans and found a lead with DSS, and now running 22 vans in 2 counties. Good for you. That's awesome. But because of the social distance and red tape behind all the craziness, it's been a little tough trying to utilize full capacity. Great to know you're here for the little guy's man. Keep up the great work. You know, here's what's interesting about stuff like this. Again, over the last year, I've just seen I've seen everything. I've seen every single extreme and everything in between. It's crazy. So I don't know where you're located. You know, I've seen some people who are literally have gone bankrupt. You know, I got a 7-figure guy that ended up going bankrupt. I have some other people who are smaller who went bankrupt through no fault of their own. States went crazy on them. Other people, businesses blown up and exploded because, you know, a lot of the people who were highly leveraged couldn't keep up, put on a business, so it provided more opportunity for them. Some providers actually increased their rates because of, you know, the cost of PPE and sanitizing the vehicle between trips, all those types of things. Their businesses have exploded. So I've seen everything in between. A lot of our home care providers doing exceptionally well. Definitely a business you want to get involved in. We'll talk more about that in the coming weeks. Great opportunity. Classic example, man. The last thing you want is your 86-year-old little Italian mother caught behind enemy lines in Cuomo's country, man. You do not want to be locked in a facility, man. That's where you want people being cared for at home. So I don't know where exactly you're located. It's great that you were working directly with DSS. That's phenomenal. Anytime you have the ability to work directly with DSS versus a broker, man, go for it. But supposedly, you know, 75 to 80% of counties now outsource to a broker. In which case, we always get the question: how do I, go around? How do I work directly with DSS instead of working with a broker? If your county or the managed care organization that you're going after is already partnered with and has a contract with a Medicaid broker, then there's no circumventing it. You have to go through the broker. But again, to summarize all of these emails in the video I shared at the beginning, this is why you do not enslave yourself and make yourself dependent on brokers. Bottom line, again, I've said it a million times in previous videos, I'll say it again. People will argue about the specific number. Let's say it's 40%. 40% of all NEMT transportation is Medicaid. Okay, that means there's 60% out there who require NEMT who are not Medicaid. Why would you only focus on 40% of the market? Then within the 40%, you know you have brokers like Logisticare who want to push as much as they possibly can into ambulatory. Why? Because it's the lowest rates of reimbursement. And then you look at that video we just watched. Notice the trickeration they do. They make you jump through more hoops and red tape if you don't fax things in. Who even uses faxes anymore? And then you got a mail thing. All they're doing is increasing the hurdles, the hoops you got to jump through, the policies and procedures. And then if it's not received within 30 days, you lose. They're not going to pay you, which means you transported someone for free. Why? Why would anybody do that? So let's chase the smallest portion of the market, and then within that market, let's cater to the smallest source of revenue, ambulatory. Ambulatory is a loser. It's loser. Ambulatory trips are losers. Bottom line, get rid of your minivans and all that nonsense. Surrender that baton to the Ubers and the Lyfts of the world. Get rid of it. You're never going to grow and scale with that. But people enslave themselves with it. The only reason I'm busy, bottom line, I make more money with my broker business and that's going to continue to grow. I got to make sure I focus my attention on that. Those of you who I work one-on-one with, you know I'm fast to respond to you because I cater to you guys. But bottom line, the reason I do what I do when it comes to NEMT and I'm still involved in this game is because when you watch that video and you see that husband and wife team, sure, they're white walkers. They're chasers. They're enslaving themselves, but they don't. What's sad about it is they don't even know they're doing it to themselves. And then you see, how are they going to make? Imagine the stress that they're under. Imagine the stress they're under. They're crying, and then they're crying tears of joy when they finally get paid. They're crying to that news anchor. Oh, you guys listen to us, and you're crying because you finally got paid what you deserved. You finally got paid what you deserved. It's people like that. That's why I still am involved in this game and do what I do to help work with people and help these people, because when they finally wake up and realize I don't need to be dependent on Medicaid, I can go after and build my own sources of revenue, develop my own partnerships directly with hospitals and facilities of all different types, and I can actually run my business like I'm my own baller shot caller. And I can develop my own terms, my own rules, my own regulations, and I can empower myself. That's what it's all about. Being a White Walker, being a slave, listening to the brother-in-law advice, all the freebie experts, people who are going to be out of business in a year, people who are using the wrong type of vehicles, 15-passenger vans, not what you want, all these minivans that are high maintenance. Minivans are not made for commercial use. Boom, end of story. That's where it starts, that's where it ends. Is there a place where you could deploy minivans? In certain places, but the foundation of your business as you build it, you do not want minivans. Bottom line. I've talked about this in countless other videos. So I apologize for going on my rant, but I really don't. For those of you, again, many of you, we're going to be done. We're wiping our hands clean of each other. You guys think I'm crazy, I'm a freak, this and that. I'm cool. You got to go. Gideon only needed 300 men. I don't need many, only a few, because I enjoy working with the people I do. So for those of you who don't think I'm a freak, who appreciate the wisdom, the pearls of wisdom of the fat man, stay on board. We're going to continue to work with you. When we do, I'll see you at the top.